Welcome, dear student, to the third lecture of your English course. Today we are going to study Unit 7 and to have a look on a present perfect with just, already, ever, never, and yet. Then we have to move to the passive voice of the present perfect. And with Unit 8 we have the first and the second conditionals. Also we have the pace and the strong adjectives. Present perfect. What does the present perfect mean? Present perfect tense denotes an action or state that occurred at an indefinite time in the past. For example, we have met before or begun in the past and continue to the present time. As we can say, I have worked here for 5 years. These actions have started in the past but continue up to the present or to the present moment. It is used to describe unfinished action or unfinished past actions or events that have an effect in the present, to describe experience, and to describe other actions when the emphasis is on the result, not the process. The present perfect is formed by using have or has plus past participle of the verb. Questions are indicated by inverting the subject and has or have. Also, we have the negative that can be formed by not. Here we have examples of statements, questions, and negative. You have seen that movie many times. When we want to make the statement or the affirmative sentence a question, we're going to say, have you seen that movie many times? When we want to negate it, we are going to say, you have not seen that movie many times. Now we have certain expressions. They are ever, never, just, already, and yet. Each one of these expressions is to be used in certain circumstances. We often use ever, never, just, already, and yet for since time expressions, and especially with the present perfect tense. So we use these expressions in present perfect tense. First of all, we have ever. We use ever in interrogative sentences or in questions. As you can see in these examples, have you ever been to the United States? Or have you ever traveled by train? While never, we use never in affirmative sentences, but the meaning is negative. So never means not. Okay, it calls an indirect negative. For example, I have never cheated in an exam, or my son has never been to Moscow. So never means not, and we can use it with the present perfect to indicate negative. Just. We use just to express a recently completed action. So when I'm finishing something just now, I'm going to use just to refer to a completed action before a few minutes. For example, the cat has just cut a bird, or the guests have just arrived. Already. We use already to express that something has happened sooner than expected. For example, do not forget to bring your book. Oh, I have already brought it. Or we can say the boys are going to pack. Aren't they? No, they have already packed. And finally, we have the last expression, which is yet. We use yet in an interrogative or negative sentences. It suggests a time later than expected. So the use of yet is with negative or interrogative sentences. Both are appropriate and both are correct. Here we have examples. Have you done your homework? No, I haven't done it yet. Has your father seen your report? No, he hasn't seen it yet. Have the visitors arrived? No, they haven't arrived yet. So these examples are with the negative sentences, and we can use yet also with the interrogative or with the question. For example, instead of saying have the visitors arrived, we're going to say have the visitors arrived yet? It is correct. Moving to how long. How long, this type of question is to be used with the present perfect. It is used to ask about how long you have done something or for what amount of time you have done something. It is used to talk about an action that began in the past and continues up to the present, or will probably continue in the future. For example, we have, how long have you been waiting? Only for a few minutes or two. How long have you been married? For a very long time, more than 25 years. How long will the concert last? It should be over by 10 o'clock, I think. So we have different uses of how long, but more clearly and especially we can use how long with the present perfect to ask about how long or the amount of time to do something. We have a practice number 3 on page 57 to discuss where the words in the box can go in these sentences. There are several possibilities. So we have the 5 expressions. We can use them and insert them in each sentence, and each sentence can accept more than one expression. As you can see here, we have just, yet, already, ever, and never. First of all, we have I have washed my hair. Have you played basketball? 3. He hasn't learned to drive. 4. They have finished the exercise. 5. She learned a foreign language. 6. We have met your teacher. 7. Have they finished doing the washing up? And 8. We have has it stopped raining? So we are going to insert one of the expression in each sentence. First of all, I are going to say I have just washed my hair because we have an affirmative sentence. Have you ever played basketball? We insert ever here because we have an interrogative sentence, and it is correct also to say have you played basketball yet? With number 3 we have he has never learned to drive because we like to make it negative but with affirmative structure. And with 4 we have they have already finished the exercise. We used already here. 5 she has never learned a foreign language. And 6 we have just met your teacher. We use just here because we have an affirmative sentence. And 7 have they ever finished doing the washing up? We have an interrogative sentence. We use ever. And also we can use yet in the 7th sentence, as we can say have they finished doing the washing up yet? It is correct. And finally we have has it stopped raining yet? Again with the practice 3 we have on page 61, underline the correct verb form, then answer the question. First of all, we are going to choose how long was he or how long he has been retired. Since we have how long, so the correct choice would be has he been retired because we have a present perfect to be used with how long. The same case is with number 2 because we have how long, so we are going to use has he worked. So the sentence would be how long has he worked for court lights. With number 3 the question started with when it to be used with to ask about different tenses, and one of them is the past simple. We're going to say when did he go. It is the correct answer instead of saying where he has gone. And with 4 we have how long was he married or has he been married. The correct option is to say how long has he been married. Moving to present perfect passive. In the passive, the subject of the sentence is not the doer, it is acted upon. We focus attention on what or who receives an action. It means the object. So, as you know that all cases of the passive is to omit the doer of the action, I mean the subject, and to insert the object instead of the subject to replace it, and then to see what is the tense of the sentence and to make the arrangement. Here we are going to focus on the passive voice of the present perfect. So you have to see these examples. With the active voice we have, they have cleaned the clinic. They have cleaned the clinic. We're going to omit the subject, which is they, and to put the object instead of the subject, which is the clinic, and we are going to say the clinic has been cleaned by them. So we inserted or we changed have and to be has because we have the object which is singular, so we're going to say has instead of have. The clinic has been cleaned by them. This is a present perfect but in the passive voice. Again we have Thomas has written many books. We're going to omit Thomas and to say many books have been written by Thomas. With the sentence number 3 we have the police caught the man. We are going to say has the man been caught by the police, because we omit the subject which is the police, and we are going to make the same arrangement of the interrogative sentence. The last sentence says UPS has delivered the letters. We are going to omit the subject which is the UPS, and we are going to say the letters have been delivered by UPS. By the way, you are free just to add by UPS or by the police as in the previous example. It is correct to put it in the final or in the end of the sentence or to omit it. We have practice number 4 on page 57. Work with a partner and underline the correct verb form. Here we have to choose which verb form is appropriate in the sentence. First of all, we have the president has resigned or has been resigned, and a new president has elected or has been elected. So first of all, we have the president. The president has resigned. Resigned means when he likes just to leave his job or leave his work, it means to resign. So the correct option is has resigned. And a new president has elected or has been elected. The new president has been elected because, for example, some people has elected the president, a new president. It is a passive. With number 2 we have his registration announced or was announced yesterday on television. The correct answer is was announced. Here we have to choose was announced. It is passive but in the past simple tense. 3. Where did you go or where have you gone on your last holiday? To Malaysia. It was fabulous. With number 3 we have to choose where did you go, while with number 4 we have did Saeed ever go or has Saeed ever been to Paris. When we are asking about something that does it happen or not, So the appropriate answer or the appropriate choice is to choose the present perfect. As you see in the example here, we have the question yes 5 times. So the answer would be, has Saeed ever been to Paris? 5. The plane took off or has taken off a few minutes ago. If we have an action that has completed or finished before a few minutes or before a very short time, the appropriate and the suitable choice is to choose the present perfect tense. So we are going to say the plane has taken off a few minutes ago. 6. A huge snowstorm has hit or has been hit Toronto. The answer is has hit. Over 40 centimeters of snow fell or has fallen over the past 12 hours. Here we have a short time, so we're going to choose has fallen. Again, we have residents have advised or have been advised to stay home or to stay at